Mr. Danjou, bonjour. Since 2006, you are a member of the IASB, and you have spent yesterday interacting with 60 supervisors of 19 countries on IFRS and supervisory matters. I would like to ask you how important is that type of interaction for the IASB and yourself?
Good morning. Well, in the 10 first years of the IFRS Foundation, the focus was on developing a good set of standards and convincing jurisdictions to adopt IFRS. For the second decade, which started 2 years ago, the trustees of the foundation have decided to change a little bit the focus and to shift the focus to the consistent application of the standards, because they felt, and we are convinced it's true, that it's very good to establish standards and to have countries adopt the standards, but it's even better and really creates benefits of the adoption if the application is consistent and really good application. So the focus now is on helping jurisdictions to really consistently and well apply the standards. And the board has been asked by the trustees to spend more time and to devote more attention to this matter. Hence, we are working on the consistency of the application, and we believe that, of course, the regulators play a key role in the application because they are tasked with the oversight of the application. So we feel that working with regulators to provide them with tools and guidance and assistance to properly do their job of the oversight of the application is very, very important. As a result, we work very closely with IOSCO internationally, with ESMA in Europe, and with the WorldBank, with different programs of training and support that the WorldBank is providing to regulators.
Thank you. This brings me to my second question. Before being an IASB board member, you were a supervisor, a regulator, as a director of accounting in the Autorité des marchés financiers. Yesterday you shared some of your experience with the regulators. What were the key messages you shared with them?
Well, I tried to share with them some of what I learned over my 10 years in that position, and really is doing the enforcement of financial information is not an easy job, and so there are some mistakes that can be avoided, and there are some ideas, some practices that can be adopted based on the experience of fellow regulators. So I explained to them what we did in Europe. At the time I was part of the CSAR, now ESMA, team, which developed practices and tools for enforcement. Because if you do the enforcement role separately or in isolation from your colleagues, you are prone to take decisions, to develop practices which would be maybe inconsistent with what other regulators in neighbor countries are doing. And because it's all about enforcing European law and a common set of standards, even if you are not part of Europe, it is IFRS, which is a common set of standards. You cannot really work in isolation from your colleagues. Otherwise, there is a risk of fragmentation, which is not what we want to do. We want to have a common standard, we want to have common application, we want to have common enforcement. And so I encourage them to develop links and to adopt the best practices as developed in other countries which have experience in enforcing IFRS.
Mr. Danjou, thank you very much.